Ok, muchachos, ustedes son dos profesionales, ya recibieron las instrucciones en sus camerinos. Recuerden protegerse en todo momento. Choquemos guantes y que Dios les bendiga a ambos.
And there you get the tail of the tape, Steve.
The keynote.
Ramon Peña signaling the start. Juan López has on the silver trunks with the blue. And again, the Mexican and Puerto Rican flag on the trunks. So Wilfredo Vázquez Jr., Papito. Papito looks like he's going to bring the fight to Wama right off the bat.
That's smart. Wama hasn't fought in a long time, and it's questionable how well he can take a punch. So why not go right after him? Catch him while he's cold.
Wilfredo Vázquez had a fight scheduled June 25th. It fell out, so he was already in shape and then just kept on training. So he said, thank God this fight came about. So he is in great shape for this fight.
You know, it's electric here. The crowd's into it emotionally. You wonder if that will affect the fighters and how they fight.
Well, I asked his dad today. I said, you know, because he was in the lobby of the hotel, Papito was jumping around. I said, don't you want to save some of that energy? And his father said, no, he's got endless energy.
He has enough. Believe me, even veterans, 30-plus-year-old veterans like this can get affected by a crowd that's this charged up.
Wama being very patient. And he's going to work behind that jab. There's that left hand. The consensus with a lot of the press here is that if Wama can land, he can knock out Vázquez Jr., but that's going to be the difficult part. Vázquez Jr. going to go ahead and use a lot of defense, use his distance.
Well, Vázquez so far has been coming forward, but very carefully, very cautiously.
His word was desplazamiento, and that is letting and go. But letting go in a very thoughtful way. Keeping in mind exactly the distance, managing that distance against Wama. See Wama almost smiling at him. Wama letting us know that he was going to be patient in this fight. Wait his opportunity and then come in.
The crowd, there are actually people booing already. I don't know what that's about.
Well, as much as these guys talked it up, I mean, they wanted to see a war right off the bat. You had trouble getting people out of the ring. A right hand. That was the right hand of Juan López. Keep in mind, 27 of the 34 knockouts have been with the right hand.
It's important that Vázquez keep that left hand up and return it after he throws it. It's not natural to keep your left hand as high as your right hand if you're an orthodox fighter, but against López, because he has that big right hook, you have to do that.
And Wama smiling at Vázquez. And all the clowning around, all that stuff is out of it. This is a serious fight now for both of these guys. As round number 1 comes to a close. And boy, I am anxious, but it is round number 2 of the scheduled 12-rounder. It is Juan López in the silver and blue. Blue again, trying to bring awareness to colon cancer prevention. Juan López, very aware of those things. Wilfredo Vázquez Jr. on the other end, he's got the Puerto Rican and the Mexican flag on his trunk.
Vázquez is a little bit sharper right now, a little bit quicker. López is a step behind.
And he landed a left hand right there. Vázquez did as he pulled away. That's where Wama cannot make the mistake, and that is to lean. When he leans is when he becomes vulnerable. We talked about the legs, we talked about the feet. Look at the calf muscle on these two fighters. These guys bring it.
And Wama is pushing that left hand. Very little snap.
Vázquez looks like he's fit enough to go 22 rounds, let alone 12. And there's that right hand. It's kind of a pot shot right there that Juan López throws out. But you know, a very clean fight, Steve. Very clean fight. Almost landing that left hand was Wama.
It's that threat of that right hook of Wama that keeps us compelled in watching him.
Look at the left hand of Vázquez. He keeps dropping that.
Low, yes. Sometimes you do that. Nice right hand by Vázquez. Sometimes you drop your hand trying to sucker the opponent into throwing a shot so you can counter it. I don't know if that's the case here.
But the thing that worries me is on Vázquez's side is that when he does throw that right hand, he drops that left. And we'll see if Wama starts catching on to that. What I'm sensing here is that Wama wants to get off, Steve, but he's just not able to.
Well, that can be the sign of an aging, declining fighter.
It's almost like the wires aren't quite connected. It's what the body wants to do and what the head wants to do and what the body is able to are not connected. The wires are frayed.
Yeah, Vázquez definitely more animated, more quick, sharper. But he's being careful.
Kind of bouncing on that leg after he lands a shot, tries to get right back in there.
Stepping on each other's feet a little bit. That happens a lot when lefties fight righties. Ideally, each fighter wants to keep his lead foot outside the foot of his opponent. Gives you a better angle to land your power shot, your backhand.
Well, we can say they're still feeling each other out as round number 2 comes to a close. They land, then it's going to go the other way. Round number 3 of a scheduled 12-rounder. This is our main event of the evening, presented by Black Tiger Promotions, Matthias Entertainment, and Integrated Sports. Juan López with a blue trim on his trunks. Wilfredo Vázquez Jr., the Puerto Rican, and the Mexican flag on his trunks. Just missed with the right hand.
And a low left hand there. You see the warning. Low left hand from López.
And López comes in, leads with that left hand.
You know, I don't think Vázquez is going to allow López to fight on the inside. That might be the only way López can really land combination power shots, because it doesn't look like his balance and his speed is good enough in ring center to catch Vázquez.
Yeah, because definitely the speed benefits. Vázquez has an edge there.
Yeah.
And of course the inactivity, so we'll see the conditioning of Wama if it's there. Referee Ramon Peña right on top of the two fighters. Two bad misses right there.
Well, that's because he's pushing his punches. Vázquez sees them coming.
And you're lying about misses?
They take a lot out of you. Mine does. Bet you like that one. I'm going to mail you that one.
Wama with that look. If he could knock him out with his eyes, he would. But he's got to use his hands. Papito Vázquez Jr. so able, Steve, in getting out of the way.
And Vázquez doing something very smart. You know, the best weapon against the southpaw is traditionally the right hand. He's using it both to the stomach and to the head. And he's using it as a lead punch, not always jabbing first. He has López a little off balance with that, as you see López trying to inch forward. But mixing up the right hand, important for Vázquez.
And I've counted 4 clean misses by Wama. And then Papito throwing a couple uppercuts right there.
Left hook, that one of the better punches Vázquez has thrown.
And he set that up beautifully, because it looked like he was going to throw his right hand again. Papito now flicking that jab, working behind that jab. And now the crowd yelling, Papito, Papito for Vázquez.
I'd say it's a Vázquez crowd. Not by a lot.
Yeah.
But he has more support here.
But I think, you know, a 25-month absence, that's a long time away from the ring. So we're going to see the condition in Wama in this fight.
Good job of keeping it on the outside. Why change anything?
So this is our main event of the evening, the moment you've been waiting for. And it is the 4th round of a scheduled 12-rounder. Your principals in the ring, Wilfredo Vázquez Jr., Juan López, Juan López. López has the blue on his trunks. Vázquez Jr. has the Mexican flag and the Puerto Rican flag on his. My partner Steve Farhood has Vázquez Jr. pitching a shutout so far. Wama has been dropping the left hand, and that's where the right has been finding a home in the part of Vázquez. Now trying to close that distance is Wama. And And now Vázquez is talking to Wama. Before it was Wama smiling at him. Good right hand right there by Juan López.
Couple of misses from Vázquez, but there's a wow.
And Ramon Peña's going to take the time. He's going to talk to these guys.
And look how calm López is.
Now he's going to go talk to Juan López. He told him, let me do my job, let me do my job. Don't make the same mistakes that he does.
You know, that kind of play between the two, I think at this point in the fight favors López, because anything that changes the rhythm of the fight, which is going Vázquez's way, is a positive for López.
And also it's a sign that emotionally he might be getting to him.
Yeah.
Good left hand again, dropping the right hand. It was Wama, and that's where the left found a home.
There's just not enough speed behind that left hand of Wama to land it.
He's got to close the distance. He's got to be willing to go ahead and pay the price. Good body shot that time by Juan López. Yeah, Wama's got to close the distance. He's got to be willing to pay the price here, if in fact he wants a knockout.
Right, and as the rounds mount, he may need one. But Wama's never been the kind of fighter who wasn't willing to go for the knockout, even if it meant making himself more vulnerable to being knocked out himself.
He's Juan López.
Yeah.
But you don't see that punch. You don't see him turning that hand. You don't see him snapping that wrist when he throws the punch in the part of Juan López.
Yeah, no snap at all, Benny. You're right.
And all of a sudden, Wilfredo Vázquez got to taking his foot off the pedal a little bit. You almost sense that Vázquez now is just kind of biding his time. And I think he senses that he can land a big shot. And I think he's just kind of waiting for that.
Well, Vázquez is fighting the fight he said he would. I just questioned once a few punches landed whether either fighter would turn it into a brawl. But Vázquez is very controlled. There might have been a headbutt there.
Both fighters having their moment in this particular round. Round number 4 is in the book. But Vázquez is not one that attacks the body with great frequency, so he's mostly looking for that hit. And you look at the body of Wama, you're not seeing that ripped abdomen.
Again, López forcing that left hand. It's just not flowing.
But you know, it almost looks like what Vázquez has now done is said, you know what? I just felt your shot, and it's not doing anything to me.
Well, we know López to be such a fierce puncher. We don't see that right now. Now, it only takes one. Maybe he'll warm to the occasion coming off the long layoff, but...
And maybe in 25 months, that big punch has stayed behind.
Yeah. Any aging fighter will tell you, the brain says throw the punch, but by the time you throw the punch, the opening's gone.
Good job right there by Vázquez. Spinning out of there. You know, you look at... That's a slip. That's a slip. And they stepped on each other's foot right there. If we can get a replay of that, we'll try to get that for you. You're going to see the slip.
Well, it pumped the crowd up for sure, even though it wasn't a knockdown.
But you can see now there's some maneuvering going on. And the maneuvering is to try to land a big shot. Wama's starting to come in now. Papito's now...
Oh, he hurt him with the right hand. López hurt Vázquez with the right hand, Benny.
And look at the legs. Look at the legs of Vázquez. Look at the legs. They look real wobbly.
This is what they came for.
And all of a sudden now Wama, they sense that there was positioning themselves to land the dynamite. And it's here now.
The punch that hurt Vázquez didn't look like much. It was a subtle right hand. But all of a sudden, it was a reminder of what Juanma can do, and apparently can still do.
With that right hand. I question whether he had left that big punch behind, and boy, he answered it.
Now you have to ask the question with only 15 seconds left, and Juanma let an opportunity go. He might not see another opportunity like that.
And the legs of Vázquez do not look right. We'll see if he remains standing in between rounds. And well,
you have to figure, Benny, that Juanma was emboldened by that success he had in the last round, because for 4 rounds he did nothing. And not only did he land something significant, but he clearly hurt Vázquez in that 5th round. And that's going to give him hope and maybe a surge of energy, although right now he's exchanging. He has not shown the ability to catch Vázquez in ring center when they're both waiting to lead.
Today when they weighed in at 111, both weighed in at 134. The contract was 136. I really thought that Juanma would be much bigger than Vázquez physically.
Yeah.
But that hasn't been the case. No marks on either fighter's face. And that's what I've always said. When you fight guys, you know, this type of level, the most astonishing thing you would find if you fought him was how hard it is to hit them.
Right.
Not necessarily the way they hit you, that's expected, but how hard it is to hit them. Juanma trying to get cute there like he was going to walk away and then come right back with that left hand.
Juanma's left hook there. Juanma's punching much more freely now with the left hand.
And he's turning it, turning that wrist. Wilfredo choosing to go ahead and work behind that jab.
This could be a pivotal round in the fight, because if López loses it, does he lose the momentum he established in the 5th?
And you mentioned that I thought he missed a great opportunity. He didn't really pursue him when he seemed to have Vázquez in trouble.
And Benny, I think this round's pretty close, but I might give the edge to Juanma. He's throwing his left hand a lot.
Well, I think landing that right hand, he's got the respect of Vázquez now. And kind of reminded himself to beware. Good left hand by Juanma. Snaps the head of Vázquez.
Juanma suckering Vázquez in.
Another straight left.
Oh, López just missed with a right hook that he was trying to end the fight with, Benny.
And the leather is fly now. Round number 7. Juanma is the southpaw. His 2 best rounds of the fight have been the last 2. I think when it's all said and done, you're going to have these guys really respecting each other. Good left by Vázquez, finding the chin of Juanma. Juanma looked a little bit out of it.
He did. He looked hurt. I don't know what the return to the corner was all about. Vázquez going for it now, Benny.
And Juanma now looks a little wobbly. Straight right hand, digging the body. And I think Vázquez now has accomplished what he wants to do, and that is to make now Juanma throw those shots. And now he can counter. Look at him now.
But he can't get hit by one of those right hooks. That's the beauty of Juanma. When you have him in the most trouble, that's when he's the most dangerous.
And a lot of times those knockout punches as he's spinning.
Vázquez now punching much harder than he was earlier, committing to his punches more.
Juanma badly missing with that left hand. Juan López, tremendous heart. This guy is a boxer, born to box. Was blessed with tremendous power. Not given the chin, though.
Juan finished that exchange with a right hook, but for the most part, Vázquez had the advantage. Long time to go in this round, still a minute. Well, if Lopez's goal was to make Vázquez fight, he's succeeding. Doesn't mean he's going to win the fight, though.
And there's that right hand by Juan. It sneaks up on you, and it could be an anesthesia punch. And Juan now asking him to fight, telling him, let's fight.
No longer a doubt who the aggressor is, that's for sure.
Vázquez remaining elusive.
Right hook by Lopez, and you know, Vázquez landed his biggest shots this round. Lopez is still here.
Right. So that shows you that the 13 months of training has gotten him in great shape.
Nervous right now?
It is round number 8 of a scheduled 12-rounder, the grudge match. Our main event of the evening, Wilfredo Vázquez Jr. Never been defeated in Puerto Rico with those 6 wins that he's got. Juan López, that loss. It started with Orlando Salido with that first visit. And now we're going to take a timeout, and now it's starting to get ugly.
They're both smiling.
Juan, they're talking to referee Ramon Peña.
The old pelvic thrust.
Vázquez could give him in the previous round. This crowd has not sat down. And look at that exchange. Papito is, you see his eyelids. They were going very fast, almost like he got a glove in the eye. See that left eye twitching?
Yes.
Stepped on his foot again when he shot that shot.
Benny, the old man's got a little something left, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. And now getting him in that corner. Papito. Vázquez getting out of there smart. See the way he keeps twitching those eyes, almost like he's had trouble seeing out of him.
Vázquez looking to buy some time now. It's very important for Lopez to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, and I think his eyes are bothering him.
Well, if the right eye is giving Vázquez problems, it would behoove Lopez to throw that right hook.
Moving that head.
For the past 3 rounds, Vázquez's head is snapping when Lopez throws that left hand. We always think of Lopez as the big right hand puncher. He's been more successful with the left hand tonight.
So they probably made Vázquez aware of that. And that's what he's got to get back to doing, Vázquez. Get back to working behind that jab and getting away from Juan. All of a sudden now the crowd chanting, Wama, Wama.
Fans can be fickle. And they're fickle here tonight.
And can change in a hurry. Wama said he was willing to go the distance, and boy, he is. Let's take a look at the eye of a scheduled 12-rounder.
It's been almost 4 years since Lopez has been this long in a fight. Remember, it's 12, scheduled for 12, not 10. They both landed there, but it seems like Lopez did more damage.
Since this Alito fight, the first loss, none of his fights have gone the distance for Juan López.
Vázquez is running out of answers. The pressure's starting to get to him. He's pot-shotting. He's landed some clean shots.
Juan seems so calm. And now the crowd has all of a sudden quieted down here.
They're waiting for the next.
Vázquez just kind of pawing that jab, not really snapping it. And that's where that right hand can be dangerous, Steve. You notice when he kind of took that step forward, and Juan kind of loops it.
Yeah, you see Vázquez using that jab as a rangefinder. Not a good idea against the fighter with the right hook. Lopez has to time that flicking motion and land that right hook. Step into it and turn as he throws the shot.
He kind of got him with that right hand there. Lopez trying to spin him around. Vázquez now has one shot at the time. He's not looking for combat. Good shot by Juan, backing up Vázquez there.
Things have turned in this fight so often. So many changes in momentum. Lopez, you see, nodding to acknowledge the right hand of
Two
Vázquez.
left hands. Two left hands by Juan on the chin of Vázquez. The Vázquez boy showing you the heart of a champion. He seems to have trouble with that eye, but look at him.
And I just have a feeling Vázquez has one more big moment in him. But this fight's tightening up on the card, at least on my card.
And Vázquez now leaning, trying to work behind that jab. Doesn't do it as sharply as he did at the beginning of the fight. The final seconds here, round number 9 before we get into the championship rounds. Backing up Juan. Good exchange right there, referee Ramon Peña. So Orlando Pinheiro. 10th round. Juan the southpaw. Wilfredo Vázquez Jr. with the gold gloves.
Vázquez built the lead on points on my card anyway, but he's lost a lot of his momentum. There's another left hand by Lopez.
And you don't see the punches of Vázquez now being that straight. Little slip.
You know, we talk about Juan being the old man at 33. Vázquez only a year younger.
Yeah. And you know, and I thought he was a lot bigger, but then you got to keep in mind Juan started at 122. And that's where Wilfredo Vázquez Jr. won his world title.
Yeah, when Vázquez came on board as a champion, that's when Juanma moved up to featherweight, and that's probably why they never fought. It would have obviously been a huge fight back then had it been for a world title. Instead, they both fought a kendo at different times with the same result. They both knocked him out.
And look at the feet of Vázquez now. They're a lot flatter than they were from the beginning of the fight. No longer on his toes. And still that twitch from the left eye. Good straight left hand there by Juan.
Juan not really applying as much pressure as he has in the last 2 or 3 rounds.
But he's being more accurate, though. He's not missing as cleanly as he was.
How about the fact that we got no knockdowns? That's kind of shocking in itself.
Well, that's also a tribute to the conditioning of these two guys. They got himself in great physical shape for this fight. And just missing with that right hand is Vázquez Jr.
Just not a lot of offense right now from Vázquez. Not that much from Juan either, but he's been a little sharper with his shots. There's a shot from Vázquez.
Juan hasn't been this far in a fight in 9 fights previous.
Since Toledo, right?
Yep.
The rematch. Yep.
Never gone the distance. Juan still looks fresh.
Benny, that could have been.
They want him to throw combinations.
Vázquez is going to get a second win. He's going to do it soon.
This is the 11th round of a 12 round. Super featherweight division. It's a grudge match. Juan López, the southpaw. They told him, do not stand still in the middle. Move side to side.
To the referee, not a good idea to turn your head away from your opponent.
Protect yourself at all times. Those are the rules in boxing. Good right hand right there, but it was a one shot. Looking for one shot at a time is Vázquez.
He's just not using that right hand enough, even though one shot at a time, because Juan was using one shot at a time with the left hand, but he's been landed. Vázquez's punch output has really dropped. He's flicking that left hand kind of meaninglessly.
And see that eye again?
Yeah.
I think he has trouble seeing out of it now and not able to defend himself. I think Juan just has to pay the price and just go after him. Tremendous heart by Vázquez. He is showing you the heart of a champion. Trying to find the way to survive here. He's obviously having trouble seeing. See him duck the head right there?
And I don't like to see fighters blink, because that can be an indication. I don't know if it is here, of course, be an indication it's a more serious issue.
It could be a detached retina. But yeah, look at the way, look at that heart. Talk about guts. He's still right there. That one backed him up. Wama's just got to let it go now. Good left hand. And there you have it. That's it. That's it.
And they're brawling.
Now fighting his brother, his trainer. And now it's getting ugly.
Now we're getting soaked.
And now we're getting soaked here. It is getting ugly. Our monitor now is totally covered now as bottles now come flying from all different angles.
Benny, I'll say something right now before we go any further. When a fighter gets knocked down in a long fight, why does the referee stop the fight immediately? Why not take it because he's badly hurt?
And I totally agree with you, Steve, because I thought Papito was trying to talk to him. But I think, the key here is